Yo, what's going on, fellas? How are you doing on this great Tuesday morning? Hopefully you're doing well. Morning's off to a good little start. Time to get settled on into some sports and sports betting talk. So grab that breakfast, take a little break, and let's have ourselves some fun. Let's make sure we go ahead and make sure we recap yesterday like we do every single day. And then we'll jump on into the payoff pitch live at 11 a.m. Eastern time, where myself and the Hockey Squirrel will preview today's MLB slate. So throwing up that recap from yesterday. We'll have some highs and lows talking about this recap and may even bring up some frustration along of last night talking about this recap. We started off with Jack Flaherty there of the St. Louis Cards under 4.5 Ks. Manager threw him out there for the seventh inning. I get it, right? Because the runs he gave up, while he did give up 5 runs, he gave them up in the first and second inning. And then while I wasn't watching it, clearly if you're putting up zeros in inning 3, 4, 5, and 6, and if your pitch count is manageable like it was in the 80s, yeah, you're going to go out for the seventh inning. But it was one of those situations, though, that it was the bottom half of the lineup. So if you knew if he could either escape that entire inning, then his pitch count was going to be up towards a point that would knock him out. Or if he was going to give up any hits, you're not going to then let him face at the top of the lineup for the 4th time. Very rarely, even your ace pitches in baseball don't even see the lineups 4 times. And this guy's obviously not an ace. So we couldn't do that, unfortunately. I believe it was the first batter that went ahead and struck out in the 7th inning. Gives him his 5th K of the game. And then we promptly get a walk and a single. And, of course, that sends them packing, right? Because now you get to the top of the lineup. And, again, you're just not going to face a lineup 4 times in this days in baseball. So, tough stuff. I get it. I get why he was sent out there for the 7th inning. Tough for us when we're sitting there holding on to an under. But, the Nationals just couldn't quite come through for us right there. Berrios under 5.5 hits allowed. The Marlins just whooped his ass. I mean, quite frankly, he went 4 innings, gave up 5 hits. Hell, Luis Ariza got 5 hits alone in that game. He damn near almost sunk us in his own right. So just one of those games where Berrios, even though we talked about in the payoff pitch, talked about how he was on that incredible roll of cashing that prop, this one particular prop that we're talking about, I just had a bad day, and the Marlins were able to get to him. So that stuff happens right there. James Paxton over 6.5 Ks. That felt good. We finally got a last batter K to go ahead and go our way. And I think we're definitely fortunate. And the reason I say we were fortunate is he went 6 innings. And you could tell by the manager that he was done. But the only reason he came out for the 7th inning was because there was a left-hander coming up in Kirilloff. He strikes him out. We get the win. And then he gets pulled as there's a right-hander. So if you're not at that part of the lineup, obviously the manager was done with James Paxton. He wanted to get him out of there before he faced any more righties. But thank God for us, Kirilloff was the leadoff batter, which was a left-handed bat, and we got to see one more guy, and we got the strikeout that we needed. That one felt good. Obviously, how the night was unfolding was a little bit rough up until that point. Obviously, within that game, we had got a really bad beat that we'll talk about in a second. But then, obviously, with it just being a last batter K, we've sat here many mornings together talking about how, the last batter, screwed us. If you look at Jack Flaherty, it wasn't the last batter, but it was still one of those situations where you're one of the very last batters. You knew the situation watching the game. So, yeah, James Paxton coming through for us. Boy, he's been good for us a little bit lately right there. Within that game, though, we got just a brutal beat. I was one of the rare people who were on the Red Sox last night. I still don't understand all the love for the Twins yesterday. People were on the Twins because the Red Sox played a doubleheader and they played Sunday Night Baseball as if, these are, big fat, not athletes. Like, these guys can play every effing day. They do it every day. And I could give a shit if they played on Sunday Night Baseball. Like, I could really care less. So I know it's a popular fade coming off Sunday Night Baseball. Whatever. Give me the better offense. Give me the better bullpen. Paxton up against Lopez. That was a wash. We unfortunately, Paxton was rolling through 4 innings. Hadn't given up much. Hadn't given up any runs. Red Sox had a nice 5-0 lead going into the bottom of the 5th. And his first little bit of trouble ends up resulting in a 3-run home run there by Christian Vasquez, which makes it a tie, which makes it a push. And then even make it even worse. We talked about it on payoff pitch. This was one of my dog of the days. I gave out 3 dog of the days yesterday. Went 2 for 3 with those dogs. Talked about how they had the better bullpen than the Twins. You just want to avoid Duran, the closer, right? If you avoid Duran, you're fine. Well, the Red Sox, I anticipated them having the lead. That's why I liked them as a dog. But the fact that they only get 3 runs in that game really just, makes it like a little bit of a kick in the dick. Like, did they have to come right there? Like, does it got to be like that? Does James Paxton have to be absolutely cruising run in a little bit of trouble. Like, Vasquez, you just can't hit like a 2-run double to score 2 guys. Like, you got to hit it over the wall. Like, it doesn't have to be like that. The losses, they just don't have to be like that. That was a tough one right there. Really, really tough one. If you win that bet, you go 3-3 and you're up 0.8 units. I know not a lot, but it's better to be up not 0.8 units, sorry, 0.08 units, sorry, 0.08 units. Would like to be 0.8, like to be up 0.08 units than, down basically a unit, which is what we suffered. Diamondbacks on that F5 money line. People were on the Brewers yesterday. I get kind of a chuckle, and I don't run 100% hit rate, obviously, but at least like yesterday, like I'm backing the Red Sox, right? Give me the better offense, give me the better bullpen, give me equal starter. Just that game of the Diamondbacks, like give me the better bullpen, give me the better offense. Starters, Kelly against Burns. Kelly's just as good as Corbin Burns. Corbin Burns is not this stud when he first came up, striking out, double-digit guys. That's not who Corbin Burns is anymore. League's figured his ass out, so that was a no-brainer bet, and that one felt good because I saw a lot of love for Brewers yesterday, so that one felt good to cash. And then you missed your team total parlay. Tigers come through. They get over 3.5 runs. Pirates didn't do a damn thing up against Drew Smiley. Not a damn thing. Got 0 runs. They had opportunities, had bases loaded a couple times, but nothing came of those opportunities, so I ended up dropping that parlay. Did make some arbitrage money yesterday. Scooped up some, was that free roll? DraftKings 25% profit boost. Made a little bit. Than $1, so we'll look to try and flip that today. So disappointing day, but I mean, just right there. The results have been obviously not well lately, but right there, just need a little bit to just turn, and then it feels like maybe you don't go on this insanely hot streak, but you can start picking up units every single day, and that's certainly what we'll look to do. All right, let's hop in that comment section, see what you guys are up to on this great Tuesday morning. We can go ahead and talk some bets as well, and then we'll kind of get on into the day, and then we'll get on into the payoff pitch. Poop Slinger, what's up, man? You're telling me that the second inning ties have been money this year. Okay, well, let's hop on to FanDuel and take one random game and see what we're talking about here. So, second inning result tie, not terrible, minus 180. So I don't know what game you're playing it on. Maybe you're blindly playing it, but not terrible. That's not a blind strategy I would do, but maybe you're playing it in certain situations. If you found something that works for you, I love that. You like Kevin Kiermaier today, and Taylor Walls, and Jesse Winker, all under 1 RBI at plus 108 is money. Yeah, maybe. I like it. I mean, I don't know. I could maybe look at those matches, those 3 guys. But yeah, it's not, they don't ever take balls. Contact is weak, and they strike out like crazy. Okay. That Red Sox one was a shocker. I thought that was a guarantee. Yeah, man, at least we did get the push. Like, that's it. But for those to be the only 3 runs scored in the game, the only real-time James Paxton got in trouble that entire game, like, just not fun. It's just not fun, quite frankly. It's not fun. Cubs money like F5 yesterday was a lot. All right, like it. Smiley versus a no-name pitcher. Yeah, I mean, if you'd have played that 5 days ago, you'd have gotten your ass rocked that exact same matchup because Bido outpitched Smiley. So 5 days ago, you could have made that comment. So what second inning ties do we like today? We'll see. Okay, I mean, so in a game where there's not expected to be runs, you like the second inning and then the tie. It happens. I mean, yeah, sure. So many people were on the over. Let's see, it was Williamson up against, just because it was Gomber pitching. No, just because it was Gomber pitching. People just want to fade Gomber because he's got one of the worst ERAs, worst opponents, batting average. He's got one of the worst pitchers in the league. So, and then you want to add in the Rockies bullpen, which also struggles. And then the Reds had won like 8 or 9 games in a row, whatever it was. So I thought 10.5 was a little high. I thought the Reds was certainly a better play. I know I said that on Rapid Fire for sure. 100% sure. Might sprinkle on a parlay of a couple second inning ties today. Yeah, I wouldn't blindly do it there in Nebraska. I wouldn't blindly do it. I mean, if you look at just pitching matchups, Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, I already you can look at this and can tell what pitching match I was probably Poop Slinger's already trying to throw. But yeah, that's not how I handicap. I don't just blindly do stuff like that. So that's not how I roll. Any bet I place in the FanDuel USA guarantee. I've got a friend who thinks like that on one sports book as well, that he's got a sports book that's just cursed. Like that's the mush, right? You place it over there and you're guaranteed loser. So I got a friend that's like that too, man. Unfortunate stuff. Unfortunate. You'll be taking FanDuel's money. Soon you'll be taking FanDuel's money. All right. What do we got here for you? Hopefully you didn't do that over 15.5 outs yesterday on Jordan Lyles. I told you, I tried to tell you there in that chat. There's just no rush to get to that Royals bullpen. There's just no rush. And obviously he was pitching well, too. He'd only given up a run through the first 5 innings. But even if he's not, there's just no rush to get into that bullpen. So hopefully you didn't take that one. You were able to avoid that landmine. I do like a no winning pitcher parlay. It has already been tweeted out by the prop bet guy. So, but I just got it. It's still minus 127 out you right now. Oviedo there are the Pirates and Bradish are the Orioles. Go ahead and slap that in the parlay before we get on over the payoff pitch. It's for obvious reasons, right? Rays at home, right-handers. They know Bradish from the division. They rock his ass, generally speaking, more times than not. So. Yeah, and the Orioles are going up against Glass now, a pitcher that they've struggled with, a power pitcher. So taking Bradish to not be the winning pitcher is kind of a no-brainer. And then the Cubs offense is starting to heat up. And then they've got their ace Stroman on the mound. Ace, Hendricks, I don't know, but I think Stroman is more of the ace. But even if not, Oviedo, and I'll be talking about it there on payoff pitch because there's a guy in Keep Swinging that I absolutely love that I've got him on the card today. And there's a couple of guys that got great batting averages off Oviedo. So, yeah, prop bet guy was on it. It was one that I was going to give out. It's still at minus 127. He didn't even really move the line that much, so I'm still giving it out at minus 127. Oviedo and Bradish to not be the winning pitcher, minus 127. Hop on in it. You did Gomber and Lyles to not win, Gomber no win, and over 8.5. Oh, nice. Yeah, you did. Good thing you didn't bet those on FanDuel. Yeah, you were talking about those yesterday. Great hits, and then your little teaser there of over 8.5. Nice hit, Dejent. Love to see it. Love when you can fade your hometown players, right? Your team loses 5-4 to the Reds, but you're able to get a little satisfaction out of that as you get a couple of nice little parlays out of that. So love it. Love to see it right there. Thad, what's up, man? You took a week off from bets to watch a bit more of the MLB so you can bet accordingly. Let's go. I took a few days off, obviously. I took Friday, Saturday, Sunday off when I was in Wisconsin. Jumped right back into a losing day, but got me rejuvenated, and I was excited to handicap yesterday. So excited to handicap again today and ready to turn to profit, Thad. I think I just saw while we were talking, I was trying to look up the price of that thing. It says Sun has no interest in a big money move to Saudi Arabia. I did see this Saudi Arabia thing. They're snatching up players. They just got Ruben Neves from the Wolves. And Neves, he was rumored, to go to Barcelona. Ruben Neves is good. It's like one of the really only good players that Wolves has got. So I'm going to be following that closely. How many players actually want to make the move? Nice to see Son doesn't want to make the move, and he wants to stay, in the Premier League, or at least, stay, within one of the major Europe leagues. So, like to see that right there. All right, let's find ourselves a Hockey Squirrel, fellas. Come on back in about 2-3 minutes. Just hang tight, and we'll preview today's MLB slate. I've tweeted out a few plays, and I've got a couple more that I'll be giving out. What you got, Poop? Where did you bet winning bets pitchers? I bet it over at Caesars. You can also do it on DraftKings. They're actually both minus 127 for that Bradish and Oviedo. So, but I personally bet it over on Caesars today, just because Caesars doesn't limit me. DraftKings, I couldn't even get down a unit on that parlay over on DraftKings. I've kind of talked about that. So I made it over on Caesars, where I'm not limited yet. Any college baseball? No, I don't know any of my college baseball. I can't do that. There you go. Yeah, Brian makes him over at DK. You got Atlanta, Philly over 4.5. Might be easy money with Strider struggling. Yeah. Boy, the Tigers were able to get to him, which obviously that was one of our losses on Wednesday. That was a big shocker. Not only did he give up a run, boy, did he give up a lot of runs in that game. And then the Braves against Rangers Suarez. I hear you right there. Good morning, Tim. What's up, my man? All right, let me go find a Hockey Squirrel. Hope you're doing well, fellas, and hang tight. I'll be right on back. Yo, what's up, fellas? Happy Tuesday morning to you. Welcome on to today's episode here of the Payoff Pitch, live every single day at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Previewing today's MLB slate with the Hockey Squirrel and myself, powered by Bet Openly. There's a link down in this video description. Hop on over there and check on Bet Openly, where you win more and lose less with them. Squirrel, quick hits. What's on your mind, man?
Having a great morning blueberry muffin and cup of coffee. So.
You're a baker?
Another one.
Is that another skill you have?
No, I don't bake. No, they were made for me, thankfully. if I made them, they'd come out turned out black, man. I'd burn anything. But yeah, another 1 unit win yesterday. So just trailing along with just the 1 unit win, just small, steady improvements, really.
Love it.
Yeah, nothing leaps and bounds by any means, but any day that I don't lose is a fantastic day. And I'll take it. So there's that. It was thought it was a day for the dogs yesterday, and I think a decent amount of them came through.
I think
especially holy crap,
yeah.
Some of those were pretty nuts. Being on the Marlins was very easy, 11-0, I believe. I think the Mets got it done quite easily. Bit of a squeeze there at the end of the Giants game, but they did come through. So there were a fair amount of dogs yesterday that came through. That led to my little 1 unit profit. How did you end up yesterday?
Yeah, I did good in long shots there in that fourth inning where we do give out a dog of the day. Gave out 3 of them yesterday. Went 2 for 3 yesterday. So see what we got cooked up yesterday. How was my day yesterday? Well, bottom of the 5th home run by Christian Vasquez was the reason why I couldn't turn a profit, and it's all said and done when you look at the 6 plays I gave out. Could have gone 3-3, instead it went 2-4 with the push, or I guess that would be 2-3, 1 with the push. So down about a unit yesterday. Gonna go to back today though, just letting them temporarily hold it. Like I want them to feel good, but I'm coming back for it today.
Right.
All right, let's see what you got cooked up and around the bases. How do you want to go ahead and kick things off?
I'm not going to necessarily give a idea for a pick in this game. I just wanted to talk about it more than anything. Some crazy line movement and crazy line just being set in general. An attractive thing on both sides of this is the Mariners and the Yankees, whether it be a money line or a total. You had large plus money opening for the Mariners, which has now come all the way down to almost even odds. Right, pretty much where I have it modeled. So I'm not interested in taking it now because it's where I think it should be at the moment. I would love this if closer to first pitch today, it gets back up to that plus 120 type of deal where I'm perceiving, once again, that plus 120 on a coin flip kind of thing. I think it could happen when you have a name like Garrett Cole. You have the Yankees at home. Absolutely, I think money could flood in on that later. But the early signs would indicate that there was way too much plus money on the Mariners. I would agree in terms of the model. I got interested in how low the total was set at 7. And if you're a guy for trends, I thought it was interesting that I looked up any game that Garrett Cole has pitched at home this year where the total was 7, 3-0 on the unders. So it was 2, 5, and 6. I don't have it modeled that low, though. I think that there will be runs, and I don't feel comfortable on under 7. It's just not a comfortable number for me. So I don't know if I'll end up on an over or see if the Mariners get some better plus money, or maybe I take both. It's definitely correlated to take an underdog in the over.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up this game. If you guys remember when they played month or so ago in Seattle, the Yankees in this series, I kept saying they were my dog of the day. They were my dog of the day. Like, why are they an underdog against Seattle and they do it all better? Now you fast forward to the present time, and both of these teams are struggling. The Yankees don't have any real advantages in this matchup. But I think you're going to see pitching actually win out because these offenses are struggling so much with these pitchers on the mound, with these bullpens. I do kind of like the under. Those numbers are awfully low, but I could see this one going under. I think, if I recall, in that series in Seattle, the first couple went over because the Yankees smashed them initially. Then maybe the third game went under. But I think this one's likely to go ahead and stay under had to take a guess. So give you the under. But yeah, the Yankees aren't as strong as what I liked them about a month ago when they were dogs out in Seattle. So interesting. And you said it's priced about even right now. What's about minus 110 or something on both sides?
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah, I don't think you're getting much more than plus 110 on the Mariners, and I would have liked it, had I done research probably earlier. Yesterday, I made it out to the driving range for the first time in about a decade. Went and hit some golf balls. So it was nice though. Get out of the house and quit staring at screens so much. So that's the trade-off there.
I don't. I'm trying to remember if there was. I don't even think neither of these pitchers were in. Or maybe Cole wasn't in. I think the Yankees may actually have an advantage because I don't think Cole pitched that Seattle, but I think Kirby did. But either way, I think the under may be the play right there. Hey, I'm going to go ahead and fade those Athletics today, taking on those Guardians. The Guardians are really good right now versus right-handed pitching, which I like. And then also, you're going to face obviously Luis Medina. But from an offensive standpoint, Guardians 288 batting average, slugging 420. The weighted runs created 107. It's all just drastically better than what the Athletics are doing. Even when they were winning, their numbers were up, but they weren't like up. And now they're just back right down, only hitting 215. The weighted runs created is 76. The slugging's only 303. So just back to another slumping team throwing absolutely a slunker on the mound at the 7.55 ERA, 1.6 whip. Opponent's batting average is absolutely through the roof. And, of course, I'm always going to like that Guardians bullpen. So I think the Guardians can get it done today at home. I think the Guardians can get it done via the run line. So I like them today on the run line at minus 104. What was another game for you, Squirrel?
Yesterday you were on the Red Sox. I think it was did you take the full game, Red Sox? There was something in the first 5 innings as well, and that was unfortunate. I was watching the game, and I was like literally the last out of the 5th inning, and I just saw him bomb that, like, went yard, and I was like, dude, I felt bad for you just off the bat. No pun intended.
In 4th inning, they were one of my 3 dogs, so I called the dog. But, yeah, the actual bet, I got to push, unfortunately.
And yesterday we talked about how terrible the Twins bullpen has been when you have guys like that Jorge Lopez coming out, or Pagan, or whoever. I'm blanking on names right now, but it's really been the bullpen. And unless it was, Pablo Lopez going 6 innings and throwing 102 pitches and only giving up three runs, he did his job. I think that was fairly respectable, and they blew it, and they tend to do. Today there is, I think the thing that might give them a chance, and I haven't looked at the handedness of Cutter Crawford, I don't think, in terms of, how the Twins hit him or whatever, but should be a bullpen day then for the Red Sox. I think he's a bullpen guy. I don't think he's in the top rotation there, Cutter Crawford. And I had the Twins priced minus 143. I was able to get them at minus 128, and there's market confirmation of that anyway, where it's moving towards that minus 140 price. So I just grabbed the lowest line I could see. I don't trust the Twins bullpen, but if there's a day for them to get it done, I would say it's likely a bullpen day against the Red Sox at home.
All right, so you like the Twins today. We'll talk about the game a little bit later. For sure, because I like the Red Sox again today. But I also like the Dodgers, and I think the Dodgers will get it done in the first 5, taking on the Angels today. Both of these teams are admittedly struggling versus left-handers, and you do have 2 left-handers today on the mound, and Reed Detmers versus Clayton Kershaw. But obviously Clayton Kershaw is significantly better than Reed Detmers. Reed Detmers is obviously always, generally speaking, good for an outs prop. They've lowered his number from 17 to 16, which makes it a little bit difficult to play today, but that just shows you how much more of an advantage Clayton Kershaw is going to have in this matchup. His outs prop is at 18.5. So then you dig into the numbers. While you do have 2 struggling offenses, you have an Angels offense that struggles versus left-handed pitching, and also have not hit Clayton Kershaw. And you get multiple game sample sizes. Some of these guys have a lot of them, and some of them around about 7-8 career plate appearances versus Kershaw. But Trout hits 200, Drury hits 136, Renfroe's hitting 120, Renfigo's hitting 200. Ohtani's never had a hit off Clayton Kershaw, and neither has Ward. He's never had a hit off Clayton Kershaw. So both offenses are struggling, but I'm going to take the better pitcher, and I'm going to take the better offense, and I'll obviously give myself the tie option, or the ability to push here should there be a tie through the 5 innings. Dodgers, F5 money line at minus 137. To me, it's a no-brainer. This pitching matchup is really lopsided with Kershaw going up against Detmer. So, and obviously, I'm getting backed by the better offense. On paper, even though on paper and what have you done recently, it is tight, it is struggling, but the Dodgers do grade out better. If I give you just a couple of these numbers, but I'll just show you how worse it is. The Angels right now have the worst batting average versus left-handed pitching. They're only hitting 177. Dodgers are 210. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm better, but I'm not a whole hell of a lot better. Angels striking out a lot more, about 5% more. They're the better offense than the Dodgers. So I'll take them through the first 5 innings to see if they can't give us the cash at minus 137. All right.
Cool.
We got some pitching props over there, Squirrel. It's time to shut up and pitch.
Yeah, so yesterday I had projections that didn't make sense with, let's see. So like the strikeout rates of the teams are basically the opponent, the matchup. The particular matchup didn't go along or didn't really coincide with my projections of, like the data model stuff. Today, it does and it doesn't make sense because we have guys that are pitching today that have the big names, right? The big big brand names, basically. The Spencer Striders, the Glasnows, the Garrett Coles. And I like to try to go under on these types of performances because that's just the, what everyone wants is their favorite pitcher and these big guys to do big things and get the 9 or 10 strikeouts. It's so difficult to do that. So of these big name pitchers, which guy do you choose to go under? And, I might lean a little bit towards Spencer Strider to go under 8.5 just because the Phillies of the teams that are going against the remaining big name pitchers strike out more than the Phillies. So again, I think Phillies are 10th in the last month in strikeout, which puts them, I think, around maybe a 24% strikeout rate, something along those lines, if I remember right from looking. I think I've gone against Strider the last time or two he's pitched, and it's just so difficult to have to ask for 9 or 10 strikeouts. Like we've said before on this show, a lot of things have to go really pretty perfectly to achieve 9 or 10 strikeouts. So I'm getting plus money at under 8.5 against the Phillies, and I might try to slide in there on Spencer Strider and see if he can go under.
Yeah, I think I was looking at that one. I'm on the verge of giving that bet out. To your point, obviously you get a lot of hitter familiarity. I like that too. But the Phillies are swinging a good little bat right now with right-handed pitching. They're hitting 284. They're slugging 442. Their strikeout percentage is at 23.1, so on the lower side, but not one where you would just instantly really want to take an under, but you get that familiarity. I remember with Spencer Strider, remember we were talking about him his last start against the Tigers when, 9.5, and we tried to take a teaser line. Hell, he didn't even hit the teaser line in that game because, to your point, it just needs so much to go their way to get these big numbers and strikeouts. They're running any amount of trouble, and they're just not going to hit it.
Yeah.
So,
and we're not saying that they're not going to get strikeouts. I mean, it's like, Strider's going to strike you out. He's got just insane stuff. Just the way he is, the way he pitches, the way he drives the ball at you. And I think a large part of Strider's deal is that he has such, and to make a play on his name, he has such a long stride off of the mound that he's literally getting so close to you and then launching 100 miles an hour at you. It's insane. He'll just burn you. But to say that he can still have 8 strikeouts and we still win, that is where the allure comes in. It's just a lot.
Let's compare real quick. Let's take a half a second here. So we just faced the Phillies on May 28th. Let's compare 10. Obviously, the way I handicap is what have you done the last 10 days? What was he doing? What were the Phillies doing 10 days prior to May 28th? Oh, I got these dates flipped. Shit, hold on. Let's just look for a second because he got 9 strikeouts in that game, which is what I'm bringing out. So to have a plus money bet, you only lose on the hook. To me, that's pretty damn good. To lose a plus money bet though on the hook. So the Phillies, 10 days prior to May 28th. Where the hell are they on this list? They were striking out a touch less at 21.8%, but they weren't hitting as good. A worse average, worse slugging, worse OPS, worse all those numbers. So, yeah, I could get there, Squirrel. I could get there with an under 8 because you're giving me a good plus money. They've got a great walk rate. What did he do last year against these Phillies? Obviously, we're not going to look up what they were hitting. But so we got 10 Ks versus them last year, 13 Ks versus them last year, 6, 5. Oh, that looks like they were ramping him up when he was first starting. He didn't pitch many innings. So I don't know. It's a tough one. Got to go through that one a little bit more. But no, I like it on the surface. I think you got a nice little angle right there. What about fading our guy Kikuchi? We've been fading him. What about under 15.5 outs at -105? What about going under in 7 straight games and going under in 8 of his last 9? I think that really shows right there. Under in 7 straight and under in 8 of his last 9 games pitched. That just shows how they baby him, because he gets really rocked through the third time of the lineup as he. Also, he doesn't obviously have, he gives up a lot of hits, which, factors in, hits and walks. His whip is getting up there. Let's look at what the Marlins are doing right now versus left-handers. They're hitting .333, which is number 1 in baseball right now versus left-handed pitching. Hey, .333, not slugging all that much at .361, but they're not striking out at 14.3%. They're walking 7.1. I think they're going to make him work hard today. A lot. They're going to make this guy work incredibly hard. You could say their bullpen is taxed after last night with Berrios only going 4 innings. But that doesn't really matter. They'll call up guys if need be. And then they've got Gausman going tomorrow. So, they can manage Kikuchi how they want and expect to get length out of Gausman, because the Marlins don't hit right-handers like they do against left-handers. So you would expect Gausman to be able to bail them out tomorrow and give them some much-needed length. So, look, this guy just doesn't go over it. Again, under in 7 straight, 8 of his last 9. I'll take Kikuchi under 15.5 outs, -105. Did you have another one?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, what about Michael Lorenzen here of the Detroit Tigers to stay under 4.5 Ks at plus money, another plus bet, plus 115. He stayed under this one in 6 of his 11 starts so far this season. The Royals don't hit great, right? They're just not a great offense. But what they do is they also don't strike out at 19.6%. So not expecting them to get a lot of damage, but at least having good productive outs. And then you get some added hitter familiarity, because they just went up against them on May 22nd, and he got 5 Ks in that matchup. So on the hook again, but now you're getting hit familiarity. Now you're getting a better K percentage, because this one I did look up 10 days prior, and it's much better at 19.6%. So give me Lorenzen there, the Tigers, to stay under 4.5 Ks at plus money. All right, long shots. See if there's any dogs out there that got some bark to them, Squirrel.
Yeah, I'm going to run through mine. I have 4 suggestions.
Nice.
With these, they are in order of basically most expected to least expected to win.
Okay.
As we get deeper into the 4, it's just strictly value plays from the model compared to the market. First one I'm starting off with is a dog. What's that?
Oh, no. If you pause for half a second, I was like, yeah, I think you just teased the A's in that one, but I have no idea. So let's just see what you got.
One was on, I was on yesterday. It was the New York Mets. Today you get Verlander. He's not a pushover pitcher by any means. Can the Mets win it? Absolutely. I got a real nice price of plus 137. So I just can't argue with that. I can tell you my projection real quick. Again, we'll get to all these in rapid fire at the end of all my projections. But again, more probably closer to like plus 110, and I got plus 137. So I was happy with that. There was this real large run that happened in the next. What's that?
That's a good one. The Mets. That's a good one.
Oh, I think so. Yeah. And again, that's why I put it at the top of this list, being the most likely to probably win. The next one is one that, will be an ass clencher. It will make you cringe when you hear the name Daniel Lynch for the Kansas City Royals. There was a large run that happened in this game, though, so far in terms of odds. I think it went from, I want to say plus 110-ish to, closer to plus 140. Again, I got the same exact odds, plus 137 on the Kansas City Royals. Just too much in terms of value, I guess. Next, I tried to take the Rockies yesterday. It was a fairly close game, I think 5-4. What also sucked about that game is I was on over 10, I think. So missed that by literally a run on both with the Rockies money line and the over. I'll go back to the Rockies today at a pretty large plus 170. There was that bookmaker I was telling you about, bookmaker.eu. Otherwise, I did check the price on Bet Openly. If Adrian's in the chat, I'm curious if you were able to sign up yesterday and how it went for you. Let us know if you have any questions about that. but Rockies money line doesn't look too bad in terms of value. And then at the very end, the one you're going to hate to hear, the Oakland Athletics. Plus 216. Too much in terms of value. Again, strictly the model against the market. This is not something I'm sitting here really making a case and trying to tell you, like they're for sure going to win today. No, it's just when they do, you're on it. That's why you put a little something there just in case.
All right, cool. Yesterday I went 2 for 3 on those dogs. Remember I told you the Nationals, the Red Sox, and the Giants. It was the Red Sox and Giants that came through for you guys. Today, it's a rinse and repeat for me today. I like the exact same 3 dogs today. The reason I like the Nationals, 2 left-handers on the mound. The Nationals hit left-handers better. The Nationals have the better bullpen. McKenzie versus Montgomery. The toss-up of who can have the better day, but I'll take the better offense, better bullpen. The Red Sox are going up against the Twins today. I'm still getting the offensive advantage. I'm still getting the bullpen advantage. I'm not getting a starting pitching advantage. I'm not going to sound like I am. Ober is better than Crawford, but because I'm getting 2 of the other 3 advantages, I think that's good enough to come through and get me a win. And then the Giants. I don't understand why Giants were a dog yesterday, why they're a dog today. This bullpen is absolutely outstanding. I mean, top of the charts, and they have stayed top of the charts for multiple weeks now, it seems like. And then their offense grades out better than the Padres. So, yeah, I'm going to run back Nationals, Red Sox, and Giants again today. And if you go 2 for 3 again today like you did yesterday, you'll scoop up over a unit like you did over yesterday if you tailed those 3 dogs. So we'll see if they can't win for us today. All right, 5th inning, keep swinging. We did pitching props and shut up and pitch. Now it's time to do some hitting props and keep swinging. What you got?
I dug up a guy that I don't know how I found him or came across him, to be honest with you, but I'm pretty glad I did. I think it's a really pretty solid play. For the Miami Marlins, you said, let's fade Kikuchi here. Mm-hmm. I came up with Jorge Soler, the designated hitter for the Miami Marlins. Over 1.5 total bases is plus 125. And if you want to look at the exact pitcher versus batter matchup, Jorge Soler has had 6 at-bats. He's gotten 3 hits, and 2 of those have been home runs. So you have a fairly good numerical or statistical projection for him to actually end up with a home run. Otherwise, it's looked good, not only in terms of the projection per game, but also this exact pitcher matchup. So if you want to do a small sprinkle of home run possibly on Jorge Soler, otherwise, the safer bet over 1.5 total bases at plus money, plus 125.
Jorge Soler went deep yesterday game. See if he can't go back to back. I think. Let me look at something here real second. Yeah, his splits. I thought they were. He hits 333 versus lefties. He hits 238 against righties. Yeah, he gonna do some damage up against Kikuchi. What was his? You took him to a total base. What was that? Over 1.5. What was the number?
Over plus 125. It's great.
Plus 125 over 1.5 total bases?
Yeah.
Did he have any familiarity? How the hell? Man, shit. I mean, he smashes left-handed pitching. Like I said,
yeah, that's what I just got done. I'm sure, I don't know if you heard, but I said 6 at-bats, 3 hits on 6 at-bats, and 2 of those hits have been home runs against Kikuchi specifically.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to sign this guy up right now. Was that price shopping for the best price, or was that just a random book?
Yes, that's DraftKings. Is 125. And we can't use Pinnacle. BetMGM is 125. Yeah, so we should be able to get that.
And I can't use DraftKings. They were on a plus money bet over plus 110. They won't let me get one of my units down on it. They don't
BetMGM's an option, but yeah, you can shop around for that though. Otherwise, I'm sure.
Yeah, give me a second here. I like it, Squirrel. I like it. Jorge Soler. There it is, plus 125 too. All right, I'm going to come in along for that one. All right, I've got a couple of guys that'll get some damage done today. What about Matt Carpenter? They're the San Diego Padres. He's 13 for 29 up against Dave Scalfani. He's hit 4 home runs in those 13 hits, so I think he'll get some job done today. I also like the Cubs today up against the Pirates, and within that game, I like Ian Happ. He's 6 for 13 up against Aviado. No strikeouts. Love to see that right there. 2 doubles and a triple. And also Nico Horner. He's 5 for 7 off Aviado as well, and he also doesn't have any Ks. Like Ian Happ, the number 4 hitter, should be a really good spot here for Ian Happ to obviously get hits himself, but driving guys, whether guys want to drive him in, this is one of those hits, runs, RBIs, I think over 1.5 guy you could do here in Ian Happ. I really like this guy, so go ahead and give me Happ, Horner, and Carpenter there. All right, 6th inning, that's a steal. What you got there, Squirrel? Get this.
Boy. I have 2 bets that I've been deciding back and forth interchangeably, whether I want to call one a steal and one my best bet. I don't really know. I'll say that the steal I got yesterday. I'll say I stole the Cubs and Pirates over 7.5. I believe it's 8 now. But I found a book yesterday that was just chilling at 7.5, and I could see other books were 8, 8.5, or 9, or something like that. It was way off. So I took over 7.5 in the Cubs and Pirates today, and I'll say that that's my steal because I don't think you can get it now. I don't think you can.
Okay, for my steal, I like to always give you guys my NRFI of the day, which, by the way, the Reds did score that first inning yesterday, so did okay in this inning yesterday. Orioles aren't going to get a NRFI, or they are going to NRFI, sorry. They're going to NRFI off Glass now, which is perfect in his 4 starts this season. In fact, he's so perfect in the first inning, he's not even giving up a hit in the first inning. Orioles struggle versus power pitchers. Talk about the Orioles a little bit later on in this matchup, but I think they'll get a NRFI in the first inning. I also think the Blue Jays will NRFI. Yuri Perez is on the mound. He's also been perfect in his 7 starts, hasn't been able to give up a run yet. And he's bringing along 10 strikeouts in those 7 starts in the first inning, so love to see that right there. That parlay comes in at -154. So just the Orioles, just the Blue Jays, -154 for both of those teams. To NRFI, 7th inning, coming to a stretch. What do you got for us there, Squirrel?
The reason I was going to call this it's a steal, and I'm glad that you gave me this kind of confirmation in the 3rd inning with Shut Up and Pitch. You were talking about the Clayton Kershaw advantage and the Reed Detmers and all that. I had the LA Dodgers modeled and priced -140, and I got them -120. So I was going to call it a steal. The money line had actually regressed from -140, I believe, is where it opened, and it went to 120, and now it's getting bought back the other way. So we're kind of discovering that ceiling and the floor of like where we not allowing it to fall below. And I think 120 is that price, that it's just too low. So I went ahead and bought it there. I don't know, just to fill the inning, I guess. I'll call it my best bet. I'll call it a steal, whatever you want to call it. But just a game I haven't talked about yet, and Dodgers money line.
Yeah, I hope they have a nice lead in that game because that Dodgers bullpen is really underperforming here the last 10 days. I mean, bottom 5 in every category. Bottom 5 in BABIP, bottom 5 in the opponent's batting average, bottom 5 in ERA. That's why I gravitated towards that F5 money line. Like, I want Kershaw up against Detmers is what I want in that matchup. Hopefully it doesn't come down to a bullpen game there for you, Squirrel. We can both get a good little cash right there. I don't know if this is my best bet. I realized I kind of wrote things wrong here on my notes. I think the Guardians up against the Athletics is my best bet, but obviously not going to talk about that for the second time. So I'm going to talk about the Tigers here against the money line. They're taking on Daniel Lynch and the Kansas City Royals. You guys have known we always do a lot of F5 team totals with the Tigers up against a left-hander, and obviously Lynch is a left-hander. We've always done over 1.5. That's just been the number. And how many times did we win on 2? The books have now caught on to that. Now you're getting over 2.5 at about -115. They were smoking right-handed pitching, and they really didn't get to Jordan Lyles. So that's what made me nervous. Because that bullpen, though, is god-awful for the Royals. So I'm just going to take the Tigers on a full-game money line and not have to worry about which shit pitcher of this pitching staff that they want to get hits off of. Because they're going to be getting hits, and they're going to get runs off somebody at some point. Hell, I even think they can hit Daniel Lynch. They're not great at left-handers right now. It's generally a strength, but they're not something that they're excelling in right now. They've got a nice size plate appearances that give you confidence that the number that you're looking at is like a valid and real number. So they're going to hit him at some point or get to this terrible bullpen at some point. And the Tigers bullpen is performing at a top 5 level right now over the last 10 days. So I think Tigers money line at -145. Lorenzen is on the mound there. But you add in just a struggling Royals offense. Their bullpen's terrible. Tigers money line -145. What's your parlay of the day? We do that in double play. I like to give out a parlay of the day, Squirrel.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit tough because there's like when a lot of underdogs stand out to you, it's like really tough to like, this is something I would want to parlay. Something we haven't talked about. I might want to go back and try the Rockies and Reds over again, as it's just my largest projection for an over on the day. If I were going to pair that with something, I have a decent amount of highly projected totals. Get around 10 runs, 9, 10 runs in a few of these different games. Just not sure which one is like the best one. You know what I'm saying? Do you see more than 9 runs in the Royals and Tigers, despite the struggling, struggling offense and whatnot? I mean, they got 10 yesterday. I was kind of upset I didn't take it yesterday. I could understand it, though, and I could see it.
You're not getting. I mean, obviously the Royals did chip in with 4 yesterday. Man, the Royals suck versus right-handed pitching.
The fact that I'm on their money line today and I still don't trust Daniel Lynch or any of the bullpen, I think there's runs in that game. So I'll go ahead and say that. I'll say the Rockies and Reds over 10 or 10.5, whatever it is. And then this Tigers game and the Royals to go over 9. I'll just put both those together and root for runs.
Okay. All right. Over. Okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and do a winning pitcher, no parlay. Talked about Bradish, talked about Glasnow there when we talked about 6th inning. It's a steal. It's a perfect spot here for Kyle Bradish to not be a winning pitcher. Getting the Rays at home. We know how good the Rays are at home. We know how good the Rays are versus right-handed pitching. They've got success off Kyle Bradish. And then the Orioles struggle versus power pitchers, and you've got Glasnow on the mound there for the Rays. So I just can't imagine Bradish being the winner. And if it comes down to a bullpen game, the Rays have the better bullpen. So I'll go ahead and take Bradish to not be a winning pitcher. And then Aviado there of the Pittsburgh Pirates, just a tough matchup for him. This is the Cubs team that's performing better. They're going, the Pirates don't get the benefit of going up against a left-hander like they did yesterday in Drew Smyly, which the numbers said they should have had success off of him. They obviously didn't do a damn thing off Smyly, getting 0 runs. And this Cubs bullpen is coming up better in the numbers lately, and actually in some categories are performing better than the Pittsburgh Pirates. So I can't see Aviado or Bradish being the winning pitcher today. So parlay those suckers at -127. All right, let me throw all these bets up on the screen. Squirrel, if you want to rifle off anything you got, and then let's hit rapid fire. Talk about all these games from money line, run line, and over/under perspective.
Yeah, I mean, I gave out most of the stuff I'm on anyway already, threw out those, and we'll hit it again in rapid fire. And rapid fire is mostly, again, it's just my projections against the market. And trying to steer you in a direction or take you away from games that are maybe a mistake or, whatever.
I see while I'm getting this put up there, my tennis parlay that I gave out this morning on Twitter cashed. How about that? A little ATP in Germany, tennis parlay cashing while we're doing this show. Love that. Hey, there was a question here from somebody. He asked me to... and I'm going to put it up here on the screen because it's got a bunch of hockey dudes. I don't even pronounce their goddamn name. While I get up this thing for rapid fire. I don't know what this guy's talking about. He's speaking your language, not my language. What's he talking about? Let me get in rapid fire here.
Oh, jeez.
There it is.
Oh,
jeez.
To be honest with you, I really don't keep up with too much of the...
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know, really. It's funny because, there's all the owners and the managers and the general managers and all that, and, I don't really do too much of that. And people get really into salary caps and this and how much we're paying for this player, and I don't really care too much about that particular part of it. I know, if you're in the fan base of the teams, people care about that and how much we're paying. I was at a Twins game the other night, and it was Carlos Correa came up or whatever, and this guy is I don't know, well, let's see what $30 million can do for us. It's I don't really think about it that way. People get kind of rattled about things like that. I'm just worried about player performance. I don't care how much you're being paid or any of this. What's going on with the managers, and I don't know. So I can't really answer your question there, man. Sorry.
All right. And anybody wondering, Ian Happ HRR is hits, runs, and RBIs. So that's what Ian Happ HRR is. Let's have ourselves a day, fellas. Let's hop on into rapid fire, where we've got kicking it off with the Braves and Phillies with an over/under of 8. Braves minus 145, Phillies plus 125. I'm less interested in a winner in this game, and I'm more interested in taking the over 8 in Phillies Braves. So I will do that over 8.
I can understand it. I have about 9 point.
Sorry, what? Go ahead.
I have about 9.7 as an expectation, so the over makes sense. But yeah, it makes sense, but also like only if Strider gets hit, it makes sense.
He's been getting hit. Phillies know him. I'm re-putting this up because I realized I had Dodgers F5 run line. I'm not on Dodgers F5 run line. I am on Dodgers F5 money line. I put an R instead of an M, so there we go. Perfect. All right, let's do the Orioles and Rays with an over/under of 7.5. Orioles plus 150, Rays minus 175. I'm going Rays run line here. Big mismatch here with Glasnow against Bradish. Offense, bullpen-wise, complete mismatch. Rays run line plus 120.
You're going run line. What is the money line? I have it about minus 170.
Royals and
170?
Well, I think I have 175.
Yeah, for the Rays, yeah. So it's about fair price, but I certainly think they win the game. Yeah.
Royals and Tigers over/under of 8.5. You see it differently. You like the Royals at plus 130. I like the Tigers at minus 150 with an over/under of 8.5. I'll come along for that over. I mean, you don't need much help from the Royals with how bad their bullpen is and the Tigers hit left-handers. I'll come along for the over.
Yep. Cool. Yeah, and my price on the Royals officially was plus 119, and I think I got plus 137, something like that. So I was okay. It's about almost 20 cents.
Blue Jays and Marlins with an over/under of 8. Blue Jays even money. Marlins minus 120. This one's tough.
I have it plus or minus 110, favored slightly for the Marlins, and 8.5 is the total.
I'm gonna go Marlins. I'm gonna go Marlins. That one I'm gonna go over 8 too. Marlins at over 8. Cubs and Pirates over/under of 8. Cubs minus 130. Pirates plus 110. Give me those Cubs at minus 130. I don't want an over and under in this one. Cubs are the better team. They'll get it done.
You remember I had it about a coin flip yesterday. I tried to take the plus 120 on the Pirates. I'm not getting. I don't think I'm getting that now. Have minus 106 for the Cubs, so slight favorite for me. And yesterday I took the over 7.5. If it's at 8 now, and I'm happy with that.
Cardinals and Nationals over/under of 9. Cardinals minus 145. Nationals plus 145. Obviously, like the Nationals as one of my dog of the days. I also like over 9.
I liked the Nationals a lot yesterday. God, that pissed me off, right? They opened it up first 2 innings. They were up 5-0 and blew that to lose, 8-9 or
they just
6-8,
couldn't
something
do
like that.
anything else to Flair. Ruined my under 4. They just couldn't. He got on such a roll. The manager just, rightfully kept going to him. I just needed one more inning of good. Didn't even need multiple runs. Just one inning of just give me one run. He just couldn't get it off of him. Tough.
Yeah, it was frustrating. Not that I really even watched the games or anything, but obviously you check the scores here and there, and you see people inside my Discord getting all happy, and no, Nats are up first inning, and they got a guy on second and third, and we're up 5-0 off the bat, and then they throw it away. So yeah, I liked the Nationals a lot yesterday. I don't know.
What hurt them yesterday, and I was watching that game. In the first inning, they had a runner thrown out at third. He hit a double, but tried to stretch it to third and got thrown out. And then the next inning, same thing. Dude hits a single and tries to stretch it to a double and gets thrown out. I mean, those are 2 outs where I like the aggressiveness, but I could extend the inning, could help my man not come out for the 7th inning because you're going to tackle on 10, 15 more pitches. So close to cashing that under 4.5. I don't hurt. Mariners and Yankees over/under of 7. It was just 7.5 not too long ago. Now we've dipped down to 7. Mariners minus 105.
Right.
Yankees minus 115. Wow.
Something's calling my name on the over 7, and it would go against the trends and all that. Do I care about the trends? Not. I really don't. Whatever happened in the last 3 games, we talk about it all the time. It's like, okay, if Garrett Cole's at home and the total's 7, yeah, it's happened 3 times. It's gone under, but what happened earlier doesn't have really any bearing on today. I just it's just such a low damn total 7. I think it's too much respect to Garrett Cole or whatever. It's like these guys aren't invincible. They can get hit.
And these bullpens
Um,
aren't great by any stretch, not currently. So I'm just gonna take the Yankees on the
it's
money line. I think is where
I'm
I'm
gonna
at.
go over 7, and I would love the Mariners. If I could get better plus money than when what I think I was seeing is around plus 110. I think last I looked. I'd be all about some Mariners at plus 120, but I doubt I get there unless a lot of money comes in on the Yankees tonight.
All right, I like it. Athletics and Guardians over under of 8.5. Athletics plus 210. Was that the number you liked them at the value as 210?
I
Or
got
was
yeah plus 216. Yeah, it was up there. I have them plus 177, so we'll round up, even call it plus 180. It's a value play. That's all it is. I mean, I don't expect them to win by any means, but it's not impossible. We've seen them do it. We've seen them go on a 7-game win streak against teams that they shouldn't have.
Oh, yeah. I'm sitting here looking at this thing on DraftKings where we do rapid fire. The Athletics have swapped out their starter. I'm no longer getting dude with a 7.57 ERA, a 1.8 WHIP. I'm getting Ken Waddlechuck, which I already know off the top of my head is a left-hander because we've played him a bunch, but that may change that whole damn play, and I'm locked into a Guardians run line. What are the Guardians doing versus left-handers? They're crushing right-handers. Oh, they're crushing left-handers too. Oh, good. Actually, they're doing left-handers better. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Bring on Waddlechuck. Hell yeah. We're hitting left-handers better. Hell yeah. All right. Does any other website agree with that pitching change? Let's see. No, FanDuel still got Medina or whatever the hell, however you pronounce it. So either way, it looks like the Guardians are
No,
crushing
I do. I see. It is officially. It's Ken Waldichuk against Aaron Savali.
Aaron Savali. I wonder if that means we're going to get, because this is really break it up. If they wanted, and I hate when pitching, I love, and from a fan's perspective, I totally get it. But if you just want to throw a guy one time through the rotation, get his ass out of there, I wonder if they're going to do that between Medina and Waddlechuck and just kind of rotate these dudes. They each get like one turn. Yeah, Waddlechuck's lately been pitching 2 innings, 3 innings, 2.1, 1.2. You may want to hold off on back and Guardians running line. I mean, I still like them. They still got the hitting, the bullpen advantages, but how the Athletics tried to decide to play that rotation today could shit. Oh well, that happens. Rockies and Reds with an over/under of 10. Rockies plus 160. Reds minus 160. Noah Davis, you're back in Noah Davis today in the Rockies, eh?
Yeah. Again, it's a model play though. It's not really anything. I don't bet with opinion, man. I bet on numbers. So, but I'm going to go correlated with the over. I'll take the underdog and the over. So, it's the same exact thing I did yesterday. I played the underdog and the over.
I'm going with the Reds, and I think the Reds will get it done on the money line. Red Sox and Twins over under of 8.5. Red Sox plus 120. Twins minus 140. Dog of the day. Red Sox. Sign me up. Getting it done. Don't even want an over and under.
So if you're getting them plus 140.
Plus 120.
Oh, okay. Or it was minus 140. You said for the Twins.
Yeah, minus 140.
I grabbed the Twins minus 128, so I'm on them. I'm on the Twins.
Okay. Rangers and White Sox over under of 8.5. Rangers minus 145. White Sox plus 125. Eovaldi up against Dylan Cease. I will take the Rangers and the over.
As far as the model goes, you're getting good value on the White Sox money line, but I think it's tough against the Rangers too. So it's where I'd be, I guess. What was the total you said?
8.5.
Do you like the over?
Yeah, in terms of this rapid fire, yeah, over 8.5. Yep.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go over White Sox money line, but not that I'm actually on it in real life. Like I haven't bet it.
Mets and Astros over under of 7.5, plus 125 for the Mets. Astros minus 145. This was the game yesterday in Rapid Fire that I said take the over. I thought trying to predict the winner was a little bit of a coin flip. It obviously was an 11-1 win for the Mets, but the over easily hit. I think the over is going to hit again today, and I like the Mets at plus 125. They don't have a lot of plate appearances versus left-handers recently, but what they have been doing has been really well against left-handers. So I like the Mets at plus 125. Give me the over 7.5 as well.
Yeah, I love the Mets at 125. I had I bet it plus 137 actually on the Mets, and I have it more so coin flip. So good value there.
Diamondbacks and Brewers over under of 9. Diamondbacks plus 105. Brewers minus 125. I don't know how we're getting the Diamondbacks as a dog again today. So yeah, Diamondbacks easy for me.
I got so many screens. Got so many screens running right now. Diamondbacks, yeah. So this was the game yesterday that I saw the weird line movement, and I tend to trust the market more than my own projections. I ended up trusting my own projections, and I got royally screwed yesterday. I don't have anything in the game today.
Padres and Giants with an over-under of 8.5. Padres minus 120. Giants even money. I don't know why the Giants are a dog. What have they won, like 8, 9, 10 games in a row? Phenomenal bullpen. Boy, I wish I could just screenshot these numbers and show you this bullpen. I mean, it's top. It's top. It's Giants at even money. Sign me up. And they get the better offense.
Yeah, I can get behind it.
Then the last one here is Dodgers Angels. Over under of 8.5. Dodgers minus 135. Angels plus 115. I'll think that the Dodgers can pull off a full game money line, but that bullpen will scare the shit out of me. So obviously that's why I went for that F5 money line. I don't want that bullpen, but for Rapid Fire, I think they'll hold on to the advantage that they have. So yeah, full game money line for me.
Yeah, I did take it the full game at a minus 120, but hopefully It gets there for me.
All right, we got a couple questions in the chat. Did you fire off any WNBA today? Anything you want to share?
I haven't done it yet. No. I'm not sure that there's been a lot of movement in the market though. Let's see. No, I don't think much has really moved yet today in the WNBA. So, no, I don't have any WNBA bets.
No WNBA bets.
Not yet. I will if the market moves and whatever. I'll be on it. But you don't really have to model the WNBA because it's such an inefficient market that all you really have to do is wait for line movement and then pit the sharper books against the weaker ones. And damn, I mean, sometimes what they call the sharper books are the lines that are off. It's pretty bad. You don't really need to model it. It's not like that. I mean, it's a lot like college basketball. I don't model college basketball or anything like that either. You can do all that just top down off the market. So,
all right, and then another question here from Daryl was asking about. It's a misprint here. I assume YouTube corrected your spelling. I assume you asked about Coco Gauff. Yeah, I mean, she should win, and I bet if we look her up, she's got to be minus like a zillion. I mean, she's whooped this girl in her career. I looked her up earlier. I'm sure that's got to be a parlay piece. I can't imagine playing that.
What is that, tennis?
Yeah, tennis. Coco Gauff up against a lady that I can't pronounce.
Coco Gauff.
Coco Gauff. Nobody calls her Corey Golf or whatever the hell it is. Everybody calls her Coco Gauff. Yeah, she is minus 500. So, I mean, obviously, minus 500. I don't think you need my opinion to tell me that Coco Gauff is going to get the win tonight. Ohtani for a home run tonight when he's 0 for 7 off Clayton Kershaw. Hell no, it ain't going to happen tonight, my man. Not going to get it done. Not going to get it done. Or if it does, it'll certainly be through innings 6 through 9. Not through that first 5 money line, I can tell you that. All right, there it is, fellas. There's today's payoff pitch. Thank you guys for hanging out. I think we had a great questions and comments and everything leading up all the way earlier into the daily show earlier. So, all right, fellas, let's turn a profit today. Lots of great bets. Hop on over to hockeysquirrel.com. He's, of course, going to add some to his card throughout the day, so make sure you don't miss out by getting over to hockeysquirrel.com. Otherwise, we'll see you back here for tomorrow live at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, previewing Wednesday's slate in the MLB. Good luck, everybody, and have a good one.
Absolutely. See you later.